What are some of the misconceptions about veterans that are pretty easy to make and pretty widespread? One, that these men and women have been trained and all they know how to do is sort of break things and kill people. That's one extreme. The other extreme is when we meet returning veterans is to make them heroes, which they would never claim for themselves. They were trained, they had this profession of arms, they went to do a mission and they returned.
Our faith communities haven't always done a good job of reincorporating veterans back into their communities of faith, when in reality, of all people, they need to be incorporated back into the community of faith. When I look into the Gospels, one of the things I see that Jesus did was that he reached out to people who had been disenfranchised and who were on the fringes. Some of those people who were on the fringes were soldiers and military leaders, the centurion, for example. This year on Veterans Day, I ask that we reach out to those folks as normal human beings who have a great deal to offer to our faith communities.
Spirituality, for one, faith, belief, that's at the core of what motivates the veteran. We found that to be the case. Whatever their belief is, it's always something bigger than them. Even serving their country, that's big. But belief and faith is bigger than that.
Another thing that we should remember is that because they may not fully integrate themselves into communities of faith, doesn't mean they aren't spiritual or religious. They could be very spiritual and religious. They're just having issues of trust.
Not everybody coming back from war, not everybody coming back from conflict is injured. Another misconception that worship communities have is that everybody that serves in the military or that has served in the military are Rambo style, that like violence. Those of us who have served in war, those of us who have served in conflict more than anybody else dislike war and love peace. And that is why we serve to preserve the peace. There's a wonderful expression in Hebrew that says, Hamevin Yavin, which is translated as, those that understand will understand. A lot of times military service is very incomprehensible, hard to understand for those who have never served. So I would encourage worshiping communities to harness that understanding of what military service was like, what combat was like, what deployment was like, and really have those people embrace and make that connection between the worshiping community and those serving right now and their families.
The other thing to remember is that every religious tradition has cleansing rituals, if you will, ways of reconciliation with one's God and with other people. And to make those available to veterans in both individual settings and group settings can be very powerful. For me, it was a really important ministry to serve God and to serve our country in this way. And it was a privilege to do this, and I was grateful for it.